Howdy, y'all. Happy New Year. And it's time to talk about Tesla. So, a brief history about Tesla's life. First of all, he was born in modern day Croatia, but it was like it would become a part of Yugoslavia, and that was at the time when Yugoslavia was under rule by the Austrian Empire. So he was born into the Austrian Empire. His father was a priest. His mother was creative. And that's where he got his genetics from. So he finished a technical high school, but then he got cholera. And he was sick for 9 months, like bedridden. And his father promised if he recovered, he would send him to the best Austrian school for engineering. And he did, and he went to the Austrian Royal Technical College of Graz, Austria. He dropped out after 3 years, which is kind of like me. We're both very similar. Because I almost dropped out after year 3 as well. But after year 3, you have that foundation. You have that fucking foundation. So he dropped out after year 3, and he evaded conscription. So at age 26, he was teaching and worked at a telephone company. And then he went to the US. So from age 27 to 30, kind of like me, he was working his first job for Edison. And he was doing small stuff, right? Helping the engineers and the production of the lighting company as Edison Lighting or whatever. And he realized how he could better improve production of the engineers. So he was giving them tips and improving the designs. So Edison made him the head of the design engineering department at Edison. So around 30 years old, he's the head of Edison Design, and he's designing the DC currents and the lighting and everything. But he's not getting paid properly. He's not getting bonuses. He's not getting treated fairly compensation or anything like that. So he leaves Edison and he joins Westinghouse. And Westinghouse is their rival, and they like Tesla's ideas. So Tesla starts designing for them, and he comes up with the 3-phase AC motor and AC current. And now it's a battle between alternating current and direct current. And Tesla's designs were very... He proved that they could work. He fucking proved that they could work. So Tesla then made a lot of money from selling the patents to Westinghouse of all his AC motors, his wireless lighting, his Niagara generators, his radio communication, right? All that stuff. That stuff came later, but so he's selling his designs and patents to Westinghouse, who's competing against Edison between AC and DC for the electrical industrial revolution in the USA in the 1890s, around the early 1900s. And he then retires at age 33 with all the money he made. And for the next dozen years, he works in his own laboratories, coming up with designs and inventions. And the world sees his designs, and they just take it, and the generators, the radar, the radio, the remote control, driving a remote control sailboat in Manhattan Park, in the Manhattan River. His wireless lighting, and then he couldn't get funding for some of his inventions, like the death ray or the Wardenclyffe Tower or the wireless electricity, or so he had more designs coming up, but he couldn't get funding for them because he was just working by himself from his laboratories. But some of his work was like he made the generators at Niagara Falls. And why was he so good? Not because mainly he was an inventor. So he was a researcher, a scientist, an inventor. But he was also a fucking engineer. He was also an engineer. And the way you can tell this is if you buy his book of his works, it's like this thick. And you go through it, you see it's only got like 5 chapters. But every chapter has like part 1 to part 100. Or part 1 to part 30. It's like the first motor, the second motor, the third AC motor, the fourth AC induction motor, the fifth motor, sixth motor, seventh motor. He's like, he adds this part, then he adds this part, then he adds some more turns and more coils. Then he changes the magnet orientation. Then he changes how much current is injected, and he adds a new current source. And he adds extra iron cores to the induction motor. And like, he was an engineer because his designs, he was always improving them. And he was updating the designs as an engineer would. Engineers take science and they make it better. They apply science. So they take science and physics and they apply to make designs and products. And then they always improve it and to make it better and better. So even today, we're using AC current, satellites, radars. Like, he wasn't the first person to send the radio wave across the transatlantic from Newfoundland to, I don't know, fucking Britain or whatever. That was Marconi. But Marconi based it off of Tesla's work. Like, Tesla figured out the invention of it, and then Marconi made a spectacle of improving it. So he did radio, he did X-rays, frequency waves, Niagara generators, wireless lighting, polyphase systems, AC induction motors, AC induction systems, AC transmission. You know how fucking complicated that is? Bro, no one could ever think of that. 3-phase, like, that's the most complicated shit you study at university. They say like microwaves, which he also did microwaves, and maybe integrated circuits or whatever are the most complicated, but no. Or aerospace engineering, no. 3-phase systems. Every country in the world uses 3-phase systems, and it's so fucking complex that there is no one uniform way. Every country uses. Why is Europe 220 volts and America is 120 volts or 60 hertz and 50 hertz? Everybody is using a different voltage, and then behind the scenes where that voltage comes from is so fucking complex. You got, for Europe, 480 volts on each wire, neutral ground wire, how much factories get, how much big residences get, where the transformers are, how much individual homes get. And in the USA, they use a different AC step-up voltage system with 3 phases. Is it a delta configuration? Is it a Y configuration? Or what type are the loads sharing the distribution equally? Is it balanced? Is everybody getting enough power they need? Is it safe and reliable? Like, it is so fucking complex, these 3-phase systems, motors, generators, and distribution. And he thought of all fucking that. He invented AC. And he also worked with DC, because when you work at a generating station, that's direct current. That's DC. The generator spins at a fixed speed, and the induced voltage is the rate of change of that speed. And if it's fixed, it's the derivative, so it's just a straight line. So the induced EMF is fixed, so it's DC, it's direct current, it's a fixed level. And then you get a transformer, you get a oscillator or a rectifier, and you change it to AC, and you get 3-phase. You could do more phases. He even thought of polyphase, so he thought of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 phases. 3 was just the simplest to work with. So you can do a 5 phase, 7 phase, 9 phase. It gets so fucking complex to keep track of all that. And he just thought of that, but he knew DC as well. And then at the end, he was like doing his wireless electricity. He thought, how can we use the Earth as a conductor? So if we get point A, point B across the world, can we transmit a signal instead of using transmission lines? Use the actual ground and the Earth's core to transmit signals, or go through the air and use the ionosphere, which is a bunch of charged ions, static electricity, and use the air as a conductor and send a signal or send electricity power and have it transmit as a transmission line through the atmosphere and be received at a target destination. And he started dabbling with this with his wireless lights. In the Nikola Tesla Museum, you can hold a light bulb and they power up the generator and the light bulb turns on. When you hold it up, the light bulb turns on. So that's wireless lighting. And all of this he thought of in 1800s and 1900s. He was born in 1856 and he lived until basically 90 years, so 1950. So from 1860 to 1950. He thought of all this, bro. What did I do? I did more like biology, quantum electronics, more of that Earth ionosphere and magnetic field theories, proteins, enzymes, magnetic capacitor, so the powers of magnetism, quantum electronics, photons, electromagnetic waves, and then the biology stuff, proteins, enzymes, neural networks, viruses, diseases, and that's what I worked on. Around the same age as him. I'm 34. He was 30 when he joined Westinghouse, worked till he was 36, 34. Worked till he was 34. So he retired at 34, I retired at 34. Kind of the same. And that's a little background science. A little New Year's inspiration going into the New Year's. It takes some practice. IQ comes with practice. When I was in university, my IQ was 116. I took an IQ test a couple of years ago after I did all my work, and my IQ was 136. My IQ jumped 20 points, and it was already above average. Average is 100. So I was 116, just entering the above intelligent zone. And then I jumped to gifted. Now I'm gifted, and now I'm probably even smarter. I only got 5 questions. It was 60 questions on a paid IQ test, and I got 55 right. So if I could maybe get 57 right, then there's only one level above me, and that's very gifted. So very gifted is 145 plus IQ. Mine was 136 gifted. I was in the top 97th percentile. But that comes with practice. So engineering is technology, bro. It's technology. Design, physics, science. It's just a skill. It's just a skill. All right, so drink a Coca-Cola. Merry 2026. Happy New Year.